Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Looks like it's about time for a haircut. Little wavy hair this morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution 1015. Tomorrow is the Madison Card Show, so there will not be an episode tomorrow morning. We will review the Madison Card Show on Sunday. Boy, yesterday was quite the day. I was shipping and listing and shipping. And I went late afternoon, my daily post office trip, had all my stuff, throw it in the car, turn the car on. All of a sudden I get check gauge light comes on. And now I did have a slow leak in my driver's side, my rear driver's side, very slow leak, but I have had to go put air in it a couple times in the last couple months. So I look and it's not that tire. It's the other tire. It's the passenger side rear tire, but it's not like low. It's like flat. It's at 5. That ain't good. It's supposed to be at what, like 36? So I'm like, shit. I'm like, maybe there's a glitch. That's like wishful thinking, right? So I get out. Yep. Mother effer's flat. Well, shit. I think when we get married, our brains go to mush. And husbands can't figure out how to do things on their own. Like guys that don't change. And I'm not talking about the guys that change their own oil. Like they've got it. They know what's up. Guys like me that don't change our own oil. When something happens with our car, it's like, oh my God, we freeze. Maybe you don't, but I do. Oh shit, what do I do? So I'm like, whenever my car breaks down, I feel hopeless. And is that just me? Like I feel absolutely hopeless when my car breaks down or the battery's dead or the tire's flat, and I just like freeze and I don't know what to do. So I'm like, so the first thought is, I wonder if I could drive to the gas station to get this filled up. Not a good idea. Like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs because sometimes my brain gets like mushed. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to go downstairs and ship and let my brain figure this out. Okay. So I ship, my brain figured it out, text my wife. What do I do? So I text my wife. I'm like, hey, my tire's flat. Where should I go? She went to Costco and that was while she was on vacation with her mom. And so I had to take her car to Costco to get a new tire. So I'm like, okay, I guess, but the Costco's kind of like the one that I want to go to is kind of far. It's like, can my tire hold up if I get air in it? Like first I got to get air in it. Then I got to get it to the Costco. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, I need to get air. Like, she's like, well, I'll be home. You can use my car to go to the post office. And I'm like, okay, I'll go get like a mini air compressor or something so I can at least get air in the tire. She's like, oh, I'll ask somebody in my office. So one of her coworkers has an air compressor, so brought it over and got it aired up. I haven't gone up. I'm sure it's probably lost air. So as I was, before I left, I looked in the driveway. So this was, so yesterday was Thursday. So Wednesday, of course, we had workers here. We have to replace the fascia, which I don't even know what fascia is. I don't change my own oil. Of course, I don't know what fascia is. So they were like tearing stuff down. Well, guess what happens? Nails fall. And I pulled out, like, I didn't warn the workers. So, I mean, I'm taking responsibility for being a dumbass and just pulling out of the garage and driving over nails. I saw 2 of them in the drive still, and they're supposed to clean up after they're done. There were still 2 nails in the driveway yesterday afternoon. So I'm sure they were the culprit. thing is, I need new tires anyway. So it's actually something over the last couple of weeks with my slow leak in the other tire. It's like I'm looking at the tread. It's the penny test, right? Is that still a thing? See, I know that. Can't change my own oil, but I know what the penny test is. So I'm pretty sure I needed new tires anyway. So might as well. So I call Costco and I'm like, okay, how's this work? I need new tires. I'm like, can you get me in tomorrow? Because I kind of need new tires now. So they're like, well, let me check what kind of car. I'm like, well, it's a Ford Edge. And then what's I don't know the letters after it. So I have to go out and look. This, okay, you can use this tire. This one's cheaper, and it goes on sale on Black Friday. So on Black Friday, you can get like a rebate, like some money back. So full price is X, but it's going to go on sale. So, go to the desk and you'll get money back on Black Friday or whatever when that sale happens. Okay. The important thing, do you have it in stock? Can I come tomorrow? All right. We do have it in stock. So just go online and buy them and we'll get them set aside for you. Perfect. Boom. Unfortunately, they're like earliest appointment is tonight at 7 p.m. So guess what I'm doing on a Friday night? Oh yeah, I'm hanging out at Costco, getting my tires changed. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So I've got to run to the Sheraton today. Madison Card Show, by the way, tomorrow. Boom, boom. 9 to 3, free admission, 125 dealer tables, sold out show again. So I've got to get like the name tags, just make sure the rooms are set for tomorrow. So I'm going to take my wife's car later this morning, get that, and then I'm going to fill up my car with my inventory, and then I'll take it after Costco. My wife's like, it might take 2 hours to get your tires changed. Like, do you want to go at 9 o'clock like that? Remember, that's like when I'm getting ready for bed, 9 o'clock. I'm like, this is what I got to do. She's like, why don't you just take the cards in my car? It's like, because I want to put them in my, like, I don't feel comfortable driving other people's cars and like doing errands. And I want my car. Like I will, and I'm stubborn. So I will just do it at 9 o'clock instead of, plus like, I don't want my cards sitting, even though they're just junky quarter cards. I don't want them sitting in the ballroom, for 24 hours unattended. So, I mean, I unattend my cards all the time at the card show, but a little different when there's an empty room compared to lots of people. So I'm going to do that tonight. So that was my day. Okay. Some people are probably going to comment on my car issues. So let's just jump around the chat and see any car related. Value box digger. Do you have AAA? I think I have, I don't think it's AAA. What's the other one? I think I have something through my insurance company. I don't know if it's AAA, but I think it's something similar. Zach and Porter says AAA is a godsend and worth it. I used to have something, and I don't even know. I think maybe I do have AAA now, but what I had before was, what I had before was through my insurance company, and I don't know, I don't think it was AAA. I think it was something similar to AAA, and it was not a godsend when you live in Macomb, Illinois. So I remember I think this was a flat tire, or was it a flat tire? I don't know. Something happened to my car, and this is, I mean, more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I remember, I think I needed a tow. Maybe it was a tow. And so I called the company to line it up. The nearest tow truck for this company, not AAA, something similar, was in like Springfield, which is like an hour and a half from Macomb. That was like the nearest tow truck that was signed up for this service. And so the tow truck driver like gets there like 3 hours later. And the tow truck driver said, is the first thing, he's just bitching about the service that I use and how he's has to drive all the way to Macomb, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, fucking unsign up from this program. So, and I think I had to use them a couple times. My car died on the side of the road. I had to use them twice. Once I think I was just at home or maybe at like my office, which was in the same town. So I was able to just walk home. But one time I think I was broke down on the side of the between Carthage and Macomb, which it's about 20 miles from home. So it's not like, and I think it was winter. And so fortunately, I don't think I had to wait as long for that, but it was the same service. They're like freaking 2 hours away. Let's see. Kyle says the positive of a flat tire is having it happen at home. That's true. Not in the mud or while going 70 down the highway. That is very true. That is very true. I've probably shared the story of going 70. Actually, I was doing about 80 down the highway when not just a flat tire, but the whole like axle came out on my friend's van as I drove back from Florida from spring break. What year was that? 2000 or 2001? That was. I've got some pictures. I'll have to, if I haven't shared them, I'll have to show them off. Let's see. Value Box Digger says, is this Kyle that had that happen with Bo on a road trip years ago? I've heard that story. No, no. Who was, so it was, let's see. It was my buddy Scott was sitting shotgun in the van. And then who else came? Joe, Chuck, Joe and Chuck, and who else? Because it was Chad's van, and he stayed in Florida. He came back like a week later. He stayed like 2 weeks down there. Shit, who was I thought we had 5. I thought we had 6 going down and 5 coming back. Chuck, Joe, me, Scott, wasn't Bill, wasn't Bob. Oh my God. I'm drawing a freaking blank. Mike stayed. Mike lived there. We were visiting him. So I don't know. But there was a 5th. It wasn't Kyle. That's going to drive me nuts. Who was the 5th passenger in the van? Let's see. Kyle says, funny, right before we met last week, I double checked that I had tire plugs and electric compressor in the truck. Steve says Friday night at Costco means dinner at the food court. Hey, that's what I thought. That's the first thing I thought. It's like, what the hell am I going to do for 2 hours at Costco besides look around and shop? I'm like, oh, I can get pizza, I guess. And a cheap dinner too. There's also right across the street. I don't know what the weather is going to be like because it's kind of like, I mean, you have to walk through the giant Costco parking lot and then it's like half a block down. So it's not like right next door, but if it were like a pleasant day, it'd be the perfect walk to the brewery. Wisconsin Brewing Company is like right across the street from Costco. So I could go there and have a beer. But if it's raining, I'm not going to walk there. I'll just hang out at Costco. But if it's pleasant, it's going to be cold. I think today is today the day that it gets freaking cold. What's tonight's low? We'll see. Am I going to walk down to the brewery? It's 64 right now, which is very nice for October 27th at 7 a.m. We've got rain in the forecast. Ooh, tonight's low 38. So how can I see what time? How can I see? It looks like it's going to be cold. Oh yeah, it's going to be like 40, which isn't too bad. As long as it's not raining. If it's 40, I can handle that. But if it's raining, I don't want that. Roadside assistance. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Is it just called roadside assistance? I think that's what it is. And it's probably, I'm sure like each insurance company has their own roadside assistance. And so they have like, okay, this towing company and that towing company are with this insurance company and that insurance company. But yes, I think that's exactly what it was. Roadside assistance. And then whatever company I used, what the hell? I don't remember what company I used at that time. But I'm sure that's what it was. Let's see. AAA also gets you some solid discounts when traveling as well. Like any membership or club, a lot of things go overlooked unless you dig in. I'll have to ask my wife if we have, because it's one of those things where it's like I don't my wife. That's something my wife would sign up for because she's much smarter than I am. Flawed Thinker says his truck broke down a few weeks ago. Luckily, my neighbor has his own tow truck. Hey, that's perfect. Towed it to my house so I could fix it myself. Saved $1K in towing and labor. See, I can't fix it myself, and I don't have a neighbor with a tow truck, so I'm shit out of luck. Okay. Shane says 64. Holy crap, it's 43. See, we're getting that. It's coming our way. As I look at my my forecast, my app, it's 64 now, but by noon, and I don't know why it's not letting me see it shows the graph. So at noon, it's going to be like 50. And at 6 p.m., it's going to be 40, 45, somewhere in there. Today's temperature range is 38 to 65. So, yeah, it's going to be like if I want to take, I've got to go to the hotel and all that stuff. So I don't know if old Bisky will get a walk this morning. All right, let's go back to the chat. Carlo Does Vintage is here. What's up? Good morning. George is in the house. What's happening, George? Good morning, Steve. Happy Friday. Can't stay long. Thank you, Steve. And we've got the Diamondbacks, and I forgot somebody mentioned it yesterday. It's either today or tomorrow. Rooting for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks Rangers World Series. David, good morning. Shane's in the house. Victor is here. Good morning. Happy Friday. Billy Joe, what's up? Can I ask you a favor and look at this eBay listing? 2016 Topps Gypsy Queen autographs, base and serial number. Can you tell what I did wrong? Just a quick response. Okay, let's go check that out. eBay. Old eBay.com. What was it? It's not letting me copy. 2016 Topps Gypsy Queen autographs. 2016 Topps Gypsy Queen autographs, base and serial autographs. Use and sign. Okay. All right. Is it you pick them? First thing that comes up. Does it have Hector Oliveira on the Are you Chi 772216? Philly Joe. So let's go ahead and present. Let me see. Just make sure this is is this the listing I should be looking at? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's see. Ungraded, near mint or better. Free standard shipping. Let's see. Oh, Philly Joe, he's an anti-taper, no plastic tape. Let's see. Where are we at? Select. So you got Steven Piscotty, Andrew Jones. Looks good. I mean, it looks good to me. Is there something wrong with it? Ooh, Aaron Nola. There you go. Getting Aaron Nola, $15.99. I can't tell what you did wrong. It looks good to me, but I'm not like diving in. I don't know. Is the year off? I don't know. But it looks like your condition is correct. Your pictures are matching up with the variation. I'm able to select each drop down. The pricing looks accurate. Description looks okay. It looks like a good listing to me. So I'm not sure what's wrong with it. Let's see. David says, any thoughts on the Chasing Cardboard Reseller Master Classes? Is that like a new video series? If it is, I'm not familiar, so I can't say anything about those. I'm not sure what those are. Let's see. Where are we at? Steve says, I'd rather have food poisoning for 2 weeks than have any car issues. Okay, so I'm not going to go that far. But I do feel like it just like what's crazy, and this is our brains all think differently. And for me, remember, I can't change my own oil. Like I'm helpless when it comes to car issues. Like what, like even when it's a flat tire, like shit, I don't even have an air compressor. Like I am helpless when it comes to this. So what's crazy is I have like this plan, like, okay, it's whatever time it was, 3:00, 3:30. I've got all my stuff, all my packages going to the post office, and then maybe stop, get some spotted cow, and then come home and list and ship and list some more. And all of a sudden I go out and now it's like, oh shit, now like my whole plan is scrapped. Like now I'm delayed on going to the post office and my whole schedule is off. Even though I don't really have a schedule, now I've got to figure out how to get this fixed. I've got the card show, Madison Card Show is tomorrow or Saturday. Well, tomorrow now, but coming up, at that point, tomorrow I have to go set things up. So yeah, it just throws my day. But I don't think I'd rather have, I wouldn't wish food poisoning over car issues. Zach and Porter says, have a nice Friday. Thank you, sir. Where are we at? Let's see. We've got some of these comments already. Mark Marinello, happy World Series Day. 37 years ago tonight, I was a real happy camper. Let's see. 37 years ago would have been what? 1980. Let's see. 6. Oh yeah. 86. 1986. Where are we at? Flawed Thinker says, good morning, and why not throw to Mike Evans? Good morning. Happy Friday, grinding for good. Let's see. Where are we at? East Coast Tom, what's happening? Tom will be at the Madison Card Show tomorrow. We'll be Bronco-less tomorrow. No Bronco at the Madison Card Show. But we've got a full lineup tomorrow. Value Box Digger, speaking of lineups, Value Box Digger says, what kind of dealers are setting up in Madison tomorrow? Any out-of-staters coming in? I heard Dollar Box is making the trip. Yeah, Adam's coming down to shop some bargain boxes. So let's see. When you come in, so Madison Card Show tomorrow, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 125 tables. We're sold out, free admission. When you walk in, Ryan will be in the downstairs room. He is a first-time dealer, so I'm not sure what he's bringing. We've got Jim, who Jim kind of has a little bit of everything. He's got vintage. He's got modern. He's right when you walk in the Williamson Ballroom on the first floor. Andy's down there in the corner right next to Jim. He's a regular in that spot. We've got Logan, who's been there a couple times, and I'm not sure. I can't remember what Logan has, if he's Pokemon or what. James is back. James has got he's got vintage. He's got bargain boxes. He's got a little bit of everything. Adam is mostly Pokemon. Ben has a little bit of everything. I know he does Pokemon. He does a lot of sports cards. He's in the back corner. He's tough to find stuff on Instagram. The middle rows, we've got Shong. Shong's very active on Twitter. He's got 2 tables in the downstairs Williamson Ballroom. Next to him, my favorite card shop, Jennings in Freeport. This is their first time setting up, so I'm looking forward to having them and seeing what they bring to the show. So Jennings will be set up in the first floor ballroom. Ben is back. Nick, I believe, is a first timer. Joel is back, and he's got a variety of stuff. Tim, I've got to make a correction because Tim's got 1 table and we filled the other. Lang is next to him. Okay. I had to do a little swaps. Let's see. Sterling is a first timer. Christopher's back. He's done at least 1 other show. The Ferry Brothers are on the back wall. They've got a ton of bargain boxes, 4 tables worth. And they're like, I never even get a chance to talk to the Ferry Brothers because they are so busy on that back wall downstairs. And then over on the far wall, we've got John. He's got like 3 monster boxes of tops. What was the online stuff? Pre-bunt. The hell was that? It was like an online and it's actually there. You don't see too many. There's not value. There's not high value in it, but there's some value to some of the cards. but he's got like 3 monster boxes of that, and he's got some other good stuff too. And then Greg and John take up most of that wall. Greg's got like we're talking pre-war vintage. He's got a bunch of old Judge 1887 Milwaukee cards. He's got T206. He's got some great Cubs stuff that I want. And then his buddy John is at the end. He has a lot of like Pokemon and non-sports stuff. So that's the Williamson ballroom downstairs. Let's see. You walk upstairs. You got the mezzanine. We've got 15 tables in the mezzanine. Right up top is Sheena. Sheena has both Pokemon and sports cards. And then in the middle, we've got Tim, who I think is a first-time dealer. And Keith. Keith is back for just the second time. Adrian is back. I believe it's just his second show. Fang is back. Chris is back. Brian is a first-time dealer. And then Richard is back, and he's done a couple shows. And then we go into the main ballroom. Oh, damn it. I said the main ballroom, the upstairs ballroom. I say main because it was like the OG ballroom before we did the downstairs ballroom in the mezzanine. So the upstairs Capitol Ballroom, you walk in to the left. We've got one of our show sponsors, Jim Lyon. By the way, Ferry Brothers Breaks, also a show sponsor. The downstairs Williamson Ballroom, Jim Lyon from the Lion's Den. You can see his booth every day at the Atomic Antiques Mall on Verona Road in Madison. So he's set up right there where the concession stand is. That's where he's at. Along the wall, we've got Badger Breaks. So Badger Breaks will be in the house. They've got, of course, slabs. They've got sealed wax. John and his sons will be set up along that wall. And then the guys from Rockford, Mike and John, will be next to them. So let's see. We've got the Lambricks, who have, I think they are the longest tenured. And actually Matt Skaggs, who's next to them, they've been like the longest tenured dealers. I think the Lambricks have done all but one show or two shows in Madison. So they're there. Nick is back. My guy Nick, he's going to have a lot of Bowman. Let's see. The Cardboard Bros, they deal mostly Pokemon, but they've started dabbling into some sports cards as well. 5-Star Cards, another show sponsor. You can drop off your cards for submission to SGC and PSA. 5-Star Cards, Matt, and of course sometimes he's got some banging bargain boxes. Sometimes you may have seen the stuff last month, but when he fills them up new, they're banging. Ray is back. He takes the summer off because he performs in performs with the Foo Foo Dolls. They're a 90s cover band. So Ray is back. He's off the summer concert series. So Ray is back. He always has like the spin the wheel, make a deal type game. Mark's always there with a bunch of slabs and vintage. John is back after I think a month off. He's got a lot of Bowman autos and various things. Tony's back for the first time in like a year. Tony runs the show over in Oak Creek at the Salvation Army. So glad to have Tony back. He's got, I know Victor was asking about vintage. Tony's the guy for vintage. I mean, he's got binders and binders and binders. I'm not sure if he's bringing binders or showcases. So we'll see. But if you're building sets from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, Tony's your guy. Tom is back. Tom's a regular, and he's got a lot of vintage. And then Jack has some like ultra modern stuff. Let's see. Next row, we've got Steven. Steven, I think, does sports. Does he do Pokemon? I can't remember. But Steven's in the same spot. He's been there for several months now. Matthew's back. And Rodney. Rodney has a lot of sealed wax, and not like new sealed wax. He's got like older sealed wax. Max, our guy, Max is in his same spot. Max has Pokemon, and he's always buying. Andrew is next to him, and Andrew also has Pokemon. Joa is in that row, and I think Joa might be Pokemon too. And then our buddy John, the Groob, he's got his cigar boxes filled with good stuff. He's got non-sport packs and vintage and a little bit of everything. Julio's back. I think it's just his second show. Let's see. Craig Resch. A lot of bargain boxes for Craig. Jesse's back after a month off. And Jeremy is a first-time dealer. He's got Pokemon. And then on the back wall, we've got Eric, bargain boxes and vintage. Jeff, that's Zach and Porter's favorite dealer, coming up from Chicago. He's got a bunch of great bargain boxes. And then I'll be set up next to Jeff on that back wall with my bargain boxes. I'll have dollar boxes, quarter boxes. And then on the long wall, we've got Gary, who's back after a few months off. Gary has a lot of vintage. Daniel's back, a little bit of everything. Let's see, Ryan, and I'm trying to think of what their Pokemon. They're going to be on that side wall. Craig and Elijah will be there. They've got a lot of football, modern football. Aaron, like modern basketball. And then Jim, Troy's out, so Jim's taking Troy's spot there in the corner. So, and Jim's got a little bit of everything too. So that's the lineup for the Madison Card Show. Tomorrow, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, 706 John Nolen Drive. Show hours 9 to 3. Doors are open early, so if you want to come meander a little early, be my guest. Only thing I ask is be respectful to the dealers that are setting up. They don't want you there. They don't want you there. If they do, shop. Let's see. Where we at? Mark says it's going to be 75 today in New Jersey, heading for the 50s this weekend. Yeah, Iowa cold right now. That's going to hit us tomorrow. And then by the weekend, Mark in New Jersey, going to be cold. The Guru. What's up, Guru? Good morning to you. Zach and Porter says rental companies also offer roadside assistance, not as quality as AAA. I am running low on coffee. I can't find my coffee. I think my coffee mug's in my shipping room, and I went upstairs and I'm like, shit, I'm going to get a half an hour in. I'm going to be running out of coffee. So I'm going to have to suck it up. Let's see. Zach says if Philly Joe's goal was to get a reputable show to get him video time on his listing, free advertising, then Philly Joe is playing 4D chess. Well played. That's exactly what I thought as I'm like showing his listing. I'm like, hey, this is a little free advertising for Philly Joe. You are exactly right, sir. Guru says I'm celebrating my 50 years of collecting this year. Congrats. So you're going back to 1973. Wow. I am celebrating. What did I say the other day? 30. I think I'm at 35, but I like off and on. Is that I consider 88. Like I think I got my first cards in 87, but I don't really remember it. I do remember opening my first packs in 1988. Which is like the worst year in baseball cards. Collector's Dream, good morning. Let's see. Philly Joe says, that ain't right, Zach. My problem is I'm a moron and just started selling. Let's see. Donald, good morning. Value Box Digger says, Shong is a great guy. I'm hoping he comes to the Maplewood Mall Christmas show so I can meet him. Missed him last year. Shong's awesome. I got to see him in Janesville on Sunday, and he'll be set up tomorrow at the Madison Card Show. Great dude. Shane says, Philly Joe, this is just my opinion, but I've tried a couple variation listings and have sold 0 cards from them. Took them down and sold as singles as they started selling. I would list as singles. So speaking to that, Philly Joe, your listing looks okay. My issue would be exactly what Shane says. I would not list that, especially like Aaron Nola autograph. I would list that on its own. I would not do a variation listing. And this is just my personal opinion, and I think Shane would agree. I would only list variations for like base cards, like Gypsy Queen. Pick a card, fill your set, build your set, whatever. I would not do variations for like autographs, especially like you've got Aaron Nola. Looks like you've got multiple Aaron Nolas in here. Carl Edwards Jr., which you could do that because that's, but like some of the bigger names, I mean, really all autographs. I wouldn't, especially Andrew Jones. That's another one. Andrew Jones, Aaron Nola. I would limit your variation listings to just base cards, or, if you're running out of listings, and I don't know how many listings you have and how many you have in your store. Where you at? Where you at? I want to see your other items. Sellers' other items. So it looks like, so you only have 40 items. So you get, even if you don't have a store, you have 250 that you can list. So I would save those variation listings to just base, and I would list those autographs. And then it's kind of like, okay, if you're getting close to your 250, don't list Hector Oliveira or Carl Edwards Jr. But certainly list Aaron Nola and all that. Ooh, that's a nice Chris Bryant gold card. What else? Hobby. So that would be, oh, sweet. Mini Gypsy Queen auto of Chris Bryant. DJ LeMahieu Cognac. Rizzo. Oh, I might be shopping your store. Okay. So that would be, yeah, I'd agree with Shane on that. So as far as the listing goes, the listing looks fine, but I would agree with Shane and be like, especially like Aaron Nola, Andrew Jones autos should be single listings and not in a variation listing. E-Tops, thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. E-Tops. Yeah, John in the downstairs bar has like 3 boxes of E-Tops. Let's see. Shane says, but maybe variations will work, but they don't for me. And when I'm looking on eBay, I don't look at those posts. Same here. Exact same. My variation listings every once in a while, I'm shocked when I do, because I still have some variation listings in my eBay store from long ago. So when I do sell something from them, I'm surprised. As a buyer, I skip them. I don't even look at variation listings because you spend extra time, you're clicking in, and then it's like, I'm looking for a certain card, and it's either not listed or it's sold out. So I'm with you. Let's see. Philly Joe says, thanks, Shane. Again, just started selling, trying to save my 200 freebies. Good morning, Merle. What's happening? Let's see. Value Box Digger sounds like a lot of great dealers to spend all day. If I'm new, should I plan to see food vendors or plan to leave for lunch? So there are no food vendors per se. Downstairs, there is a in their like cafe. It's kind of like a Starbucks. It's like a Tony Gordon from Oak Creek always called it a faux Starbucks. I think he calls it a faux Starbucks because they sell kind of like most hotels. They have like a coffee shop. It's not Starbucks, but they sell Starbucks coffee. So they have one of those, and they do have on the behind the counter. They have or on the other side from the counter. They have refrigerators with sandwiches, so you can get like a sandwich, Pepsi, other snacks are in there. So there is food available down in the near the lobby. I don't think they actually start serving food in the hotel bar until I think 3. So if you want to have a late lunch, you can actually have like a meal from the hotel bar, and they actually do have good food. When Herman came up last April, and we hung out with Zach and Porter. We all ate, and I thought it was great. I think I just had a burger. It was really good for a hotel bar. It's a good burger. So I think, but I don't think they start serving food until 3. I may be wrong, but they do have sandwiches and stuff downstairs. And yes, there is an ATM on site, and it should be working. Only 1 month was it down, and that was. My contact there said, I can't believe how many people use the ATM. Like my front office or the people that run the counters were like, we had like 50 people asking for the ATM. So yes, there is an ATM. It's in the lobby near the elevator. One of the banks of elevators. JW, good morning. Happy Friday. Merle's going to surpass 10,000 listings. Congrats. Big numbers. Love to see it. James wants card savers. You got it. I'm just bringing one for you because I'm running low. So I've got to put a supply order in. Don't I say that? Haven't I said that for like 6 months? I've got to put a supply order in. And here we are. It's like, but I keep finding more and more like supplies that I just have on a shelf randomly. See, that means I'm disorganized. I need to get my shit organized. Zach and Porter says, tough to find stuff was my first trade when returning to the hobby. I traded a Don Mikowski auto and some other stuff for items for Porter. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Going back to Philly Joe, Shane says understands maximizing those freebies. Good morning, Tracy. It's Friday. Basketball starts Monday. Lots of prep for me still this weekend for what will hopefully be a successful season. Very cool. I'm stoked. Basketball's right around the corner. I actually had a basketball game on last night. The Bucks. Should have wore my Bucks hoodie this morning. I'm wearing the Bushnell. Where's Dave Arnold? Is Dave Arnold in the house? Look what I'm wearing today. Bushnell Prairie City Avon 2007 playoff hoodie. It's playoff weekend in Illinois. I think Bushnell Prairie City is actually they're no longer Avon. No longer Avon. Avon is with Abingdon. But I think BPC, Bushnell Prairie City, I think they play 8-man football, which I've never seen an 8-man football game. They play, do they play St. Thomas More down in Champaign? Where's Dave Arnold to confirm? But they're in the playoffs. My alma mater, Anawan, with their co-op, Weathersfield, the Titans host a playoff game tomorrow afternoon. They're 8-1. They play DMAC, Deer Creek Mackinac, tomorrow afternoon in the first round of the playoffs. But I watched basketball last night. The Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Philadelphia 76ers. I was just doing some sorting, and I get excited for the beginning of the season. Like, by next week, I won't even care about the NBA. But it's like, oh, it's new. It's something new and shiny. I'm going to watch the NBA. And then by Sunday, it's like, I don't care about the NBA. But I think when is I got to look to see when the first Badger game is. Wisconsin Badger men's basketball. Monday, November 6th is the first Badger game against Arkansas State. So college basketball right around the corner. Andy Mack says, I refuse to look at variation listings as a buyer. They seem to never have what I'm looking for in stock. And that's kind of why I just avoid them. Base cards would be the only thing I would try with variations. Aaron Nola and Andrew Jones would sell within days if they were by themselves. If priced accurately, if priced correctly, which those prices look, I don't know comps on what those autographs sell for, but yeah, if priced, they would move. Let's see. Ken says, as a buyer, I skip variation listings 95% of the time. Don't use them as a seller. I'm the same. Minneapolis Kid says variations count as listings. They do. However, you can get 200 cards into one listing as opposed to one card in one listing. So that's why you can skirt that issue. As a listing, it only counts as one listing. But if you listed, if there were 50 of those autographs and you listed those all individually, that would eat up 50 of your 200 listings. Where if you put them all in a variation, it's just one listing. You are welcome, Philly Joe. Shane says, got him. Bo found the coat. Yeah. I see what you're doing, Philly Joe. Hook, line, and sinker. Just curious, you use Columbia. How does their wholesale prices compare to their retail pricing? It's really not that much different. So here's Columbia Hobby. So this is, I don't think I'm logged in. Make sure I'm not logged in. Okay, Columbia Hobby. So let's just do standard top loaders. I don't need to write it down because I can just log in. So looks like a case of regular standard top loaders at Columbia Hobby, retail $65, and you get free shipping on orders over $200. So if you order $200 or more, you get free shipping. So let's go to the wholesale site. And am I logged in? Doesn't appear to be. Oh, now I got to make sure I'm in. Never remember passwords. Can I get it on the first try? I got it on the first try. Okay, so wholesale top loaders, $59.99. But I get free shipping. So I can just buy one case of top loaders for $60. I don't need to spend $200, but usually when I do buy supplies, I'm ordering significantly more than that. So it's about $5 difference. So if you are not like a business, if you're just a hobbyist, it's not worth it to go get your because you need a reseller's license. it's not worth the hassle to save $5 on a case of top loaders. And you can get other pricing. Like, I don't know what BCW, I still have an account. I don't use them. Let's see, BCW. So BCW top loaders. And see, that's why I don't really give I can't give discounts on supplies because I don't really get much of a discount. Let's see. Now I could order, let me go in here. Now I can get that price point. So if I order one case, I can get it for $60. If I order 30 cases, I can get it down to $53. But what am I going to do with 30 cases of top loaders? Because I'm not really, I don't resell them. And there's just not much skin in the game to resell them. Top loaders. So are BCW. Am I on their retail? I'm on their retail site. Standard. Oh, geez. Standard. So they don't have case price. So 25. So you can get 40 at $224. That seems expensive. Is that right? Geez, they're at $90. BCW standard is at $90. So go to Columbia. You're going to save a lot of money going to Columbia. Let's see. So if they're 90, my BCW, let's see. I don't think they have a separate website. Do I just log in? I think I just log into their regular website. See, Columbia has their own wholesale website. It's a separate website. See, this is what's annoying with. Oh, hey, got it. First time. Got in. Okay. Let's see. So sleeves and top loaders. Standard top loaders. Where are we at? Standard. There's premium standard. 40 for $1.40. Oh, wow. That's actually, no, that's not 40 times 140. What is that? $56. So it's 50. So it's significant. So BCW is significantly less than retail on wholesale, but it's still in line with Columbia. Also, I can't have it shipped to me. I have to have, they don't ship to residential. So if I ordered, like, I would have to have it shipped to somebody's business. They won't ship. Columbia will ship it to my house. So there you go. Zach says, I'm with Ken again. Andy Mack says, West Aurora and East Aurora made the playoffs. West plays Edwardsville. How about that drive? Edwardsville to Aurora. Minneapolis Kid says, are you sure about the listing counts? I had an issue where, so yes, I am sure. Here's the difference. It counts as a variation counts as one listing. However, if you are capped, say you're only allowed 200 listings, that's different than getting 200 free. So let me try to explain this in layman's terms without me being confusing. So it goes against sales. Where's Jenny? Jenny can, okay, I think Jenny's going to explain it. So it goes against, if you sell, you're limited. Like if you have limits in place, and you make multiple sales, it's going to go multiple times. But as far as a listing goes, a variation is only one listing. It doesn't count as 200 or 250. But you have limits. So yes, it counts towards limits. Okay. So now reading the rest of it. Yes, it counts towards your limits, but not towards listings. So if you're limited, yes, they will not allow you to go over your limits. So I think you figured it out there at the end. And Value Box Digger says, yes, the limits count that way, whereas the listings count. Yes, exactly. There you go. So I think we got it figured out. All right. How about we play a little Name That Player? It's Friday. It's the free for all. And I got lazy and we're just going to open a pack of cards this morning. So we're going to do football. We're going to go by the comments on my YouTube on my phone. So let me bring up the stream and the chat. Oh, where are we at? What the hell's going on here? Here we go. Let's all get. Oh, hey, by the way, hit the like button. I'm going to like only 11 likes. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We don't have Uncle Rich to tell us, so I'm telling you. Now, hey, we're now at 13 already. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so thank you. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Where's the live chat? How do I get to the live chat? Live chat. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go by the live chat, not by StreamYard, because StreamYard has been screwing us over. Okay, so my cover. We're doing 1992 Topps football. Look at that. That's what happens when I do manual labor. Cut my damn finger. All right, 92 Topps football. Oh, let's get that scoreboard up. Max with a demanding lead. No gum in 92 football. Was 92 the first year of no gum? Okay, first one up. This is a tough one. But I bet Flawed Thinker knows it. Washington Redskins. Washington Redskins. There is quite a bit of a delay from YouTube to my stream. Let's see. So yeah, I've got comments already coming up. I've got 3 comments on YouTube, 4 comments on YouTube, and now they all came up at the same time. Joe, Peter, Minneapolis Kid, Philly Joe, Flawed Thinker. Hey, they came up in the same order though. Let's see. Yes, Andre Collins, Flawed Thinker is correct. Make sure he was the first. Yes, he was. Andre Collins. Andre Collins, linebacker. How do you pronounce the city he was from? Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Where's Mark Marinello? Is it Cinnaminson? Cinnaminson. Flawed Thinker is correct. Name that player. Flawed Thinker with 13. All right, next up, we've got an O lineman. San Diego Chargers O lineman. Yeah, it looks like there's about a 5-second delay, I think. Philly Joe says pronunciation was correct. Lachey, not Lachey. Max is correct. It is David Richards. David Richards. How in the hell did you know that? Max with the point. Flawed Thinker was right behind him. Let's see. So Max extends that lead. Point number 39. All right. To New York and the Giants. The New York Football Giants. Yeah, it's about a 5-second delay. The New York Football Giants. Metcalf is not correct. Tui is not correct. Not Bavaro. It is Thompson. Flawed Thinker. Flawed Thinker is correct. Merle was trying to type in Toomer. Amani Toomer. No, Raina Thompson. Flawed Thinker. Flawed Thinker. Flawed Thinker tied with Scotty Dubs. Oh, looks like I got to move Terry McDaniel back. He's at 13 points. Okay, but I had a hard. Oh, I forgot to move a couple guys in the order after the show last week. Okay, so Scotty Dubs, Flawed Thinker with 14, Terry with 13. Uncle Rich is ahead of Harlan with 10. Harlan has 9. Okay, that one. Now we're good. Okay, now we've got the order accurate. So Max 39, Scotty Dubs and Flawed Thinker with 14. Terry has 13. Okay, so we go to the other side of the country. We go to LA, the Raiders. The Raiders. Another offensive lineman. See how the about a 5-second delay on the chat, but it looks like they're coming up in the correct order. They are. So, do we have a correct answer? It is not Long. It is not Shell. It is Flawed Thinker, Steve Wisniewski. Flawed Thinker knows his 92 football. And he moves up to second place. Flawed Thinker with 15 points. And ahead of Scotty Dubs. Let's see. And there we go. Hall of Fame card collector, what's up? Headed to the card shop. All right, we're going back to the East Coast, up to New England. Another offensive lineman. It's an offensive lineman day for 92 Tops football. Card Hobbyist says so many offensive linemen. Another one. It is not Hannah. Max is correct. Little typo, but we're going to give it to him. It's Pat Harlow. Pat Harlow. Max with point number 40. Point number 40 for Max. All right. Now we go. Hey, this is a pack you don't see in modern football cards. Offensive linemen, punters, and kickers. Now we have a punter. A run of offensive linemen. Now we go to the punter from the Detroit Lions. Shane says this is the worst pack ever. All linemen, the value of the pack is less than the tax you pay. That is accurate. And it looks like it's not getting any better, at least with the next couple cards. Oh, wait, I think we've got a correct answer. We do. Scotty Dubs is correct. Jim Arnold. Jim Arnold. Scotty Dubs. I think he moves into a tie with Flawed Thinker. Is that? Yes. 15 points apiece. Scotty Dubs and Flawed Thinker. All right. Next up. Guess what? It's another offensive lineman. We go to the middle of the country, though. Kansas City, the Chiefs. For this guy, another O-lineman. It is not Kevin Moss. Or wait, wrong sport. It is not Bill Moss. No, not Bill Moss. It is not Buddy. It is, however, Tim Grunhard. Hasn't came up. There we go. Came up on my YouTube first. Tim Grunhard is correct. Minneapolis kid on the board. And let's see. You're up to 4 points. The Minneapolis kid. 4. All right. And now, let's see. Does it get any? Oh, my. You got to be effing kidding me. It's another offensive lineman. Atlanta Falcons. Offensive lineman. He was a tackle. Someone named Grunhard would be an offense. That's like the perfect offensive lineman name. Grunhard. It is not Bill Fralick. It is Ken. Never trust a guy with 2 first names. Like Atlanta Falcons tackle Mike Ken. Philly Joe on the board. Philly Joe. 6 points for Philly Joe. All right, next up, you guessed it, another offensive lineman. You got to be effing. Is this like all offensive linemen? No. We get some non-offensive. Don't worry, we get some non-offensive linemen coming up. I think the next card is a non-off. Yes, he's definitely a non-offensive lineman. Where are we at? Card Hobbyist says never trust a guy with two. Hey, Spencer's my middle name. Let's see. Sharp. It is Sharp, yes. Luis Sharp. Tackle. You know, he was born in Cuba. I did not know that. There probably hasn't been too many Cuban-born football players, NFL players. Flawed Thinker got that point. Flawed Thinker moves ahead. 16 points. All right. Now we have a non-offensive lineman. Finally, we have a wide receiver. Wide receiver, Buffalo Bills. Wide receiver from the Buffalo Bills. 1992 tops. It is Edwards. Flawed Thinker with the point. Al Edwards. Flawed Thinker. Football's your game. Flawed Thinker with 17. All right, now we go to the Giants. Again, the New York Football Giants. This is, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to look at the rest of the pack. This is the best card out of the whole pack. This right here is the best card out of the whole pack. That's how bad it is. It is Rodney Hampton. Let's see. Hampton, Scotty Dubs. Got Rodney Hampton. Rodney Hampton. That's the best card out of the whole pack, including the next. There's 4 more cards. Scotty Dubs is now at 41. So there's no gimmies in this pack. Next up. Good thing we didn't open this to resell or something. Los Angeles Rams. This guy is a defensive back. He's a cornerback. A cornerback for the Rams. This is a tough one. I would have no idea. You know, I would have maybe got 2 or 3 points on this. It is Henley. Flawed Thinker knows. It's Darrell Henley. Darrell Henley. If you would have told me, who did Darrell Henley play for? I would be like, I have no frickin' clue. Who the hell is Darrell Henley? Flawed Thinker moves up to 18 points. Henley. All right. Now we've got another punter. Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons punter. This is another one I'd be like, I have no clue. Let's see. Not Anderson. I would have probably said Morton Anderson. It's not Morton Anderson. Let's see. It's not Sean Landetta. Flawed Thinker. Scott Fulhage. Yes. Scott Fulhage. It'd be like, who the hell is Scott Fulhage? Flawed Thinker with another point. Flawed Thinker has the fast internet today. Flawed Thinker. And we got 2 cards left. Another wide receiver. San Diego Chargers. San Diego. Wide receiver. Red Light 34 is in the house. What's happening? This is not Carter. Not Jones. It's not. Oh, I'm just going to say his full name because I like his first name. It is not Pookie Bernstein. It is Lewis, SoCal guy, 1967. Nate Lewis, another guy with two first names. Nate Lewis, SoCal guy, 1967. 2 points for you on the game. Move you up in the standings here. And you are now in a tie with PK Steinberg. And who did I? Okay, so there we go. Nate Lewis. SoCal guy says, out of the basement. Last one. Last card today. It's a linebacker for the Rams. Card hobbyist, I'm with you. Grinding for good, I'm with you there too. This is the worst pack. When Rodney Hampton is your best card. Not green. It is Pfeiffer. Roman Pfeiffer. Roman Pfeiffer. So Flawed Thinker with a big day. 20 points. But Max hangs on to that big lead with 41 points. Flawed Thinker making a run at 20. Scotty Dubs 15. Terry McDaniel has 13. Uncle Rich with 10. Harlan has 9. Card Hobbyist 8. Philly Joe has 6. Minneapolis Kid with 4. PK Steinberg and SoCal Guy 1967, 2 points apiece. And then with 1 point each, Flipping Sports Guy, Diego, Mark Marinello, Ken, Merle, Brian, John, Grinding for Good, TD Sports Cards with 1 point each. Yeah, Card Hobbyist. I would have known Roman Pfeiffer. Roman Pfeiffer. Nate Lewis, I would have had no idea. Scott Fulhage, I would have had no idea. Daryl Henley, I would have had no idea. Rodney Hampton, I would have known. Al Edwards, I would not have known. Luis Sharp is one of those like maybes. Like I remember Luis Sharp, but I don't know if I would have been able to pull that out of my ass. Mike Ken wouldn't have got that one. Tim Grunhard, I would have went with, I think, a couple people. Bill Moss. I think I would have got Jim Arnold, the Lions punter. Pat Harlow, I might have got just because he was a big rookie in like 91. Steve Wisniewski, I would not have got. Raina Thompson would not have got. David Richards would not have got. Andre Collins would not have got. So would have got like 3 or 4 of those. Those cards going in the trash. Let's see. Shane says, I was 6 when those guys played. Philly Joe says, great job. Congrats to all. Max says, so Rich, do we try to change the way the game is played again because someone got all the answers? You know, here's the thing. It was actually fair. It was today, all of the answers came in the correct order that they did. But last week, it was not the case. Last week, they were all coming. But I think that's because this was more difficult. We were on difficult level was high today. Whereas if I flash this guy, well, I showed the name, but if I flash Joe Morgan on the screen, y'all going to get it at the same time. And it's probably just going to batch all the answers together. But it looked like everybody's answers came in because they probably were coming in at different times and not all together. So let's see. Card Hobbyist says, I'm going to go look at my binders to restore my confidence in my sports memory. There you go. Dave Arnold says, Luis Sharp Jr. played for the Leathernecks. I did not know. By the way, Dave, did you see what shirt I'm wearing today? Bushnell Prairie City, go Spartans. This is from 2007. I did not know Luis Sharp Jr. played for Western Illinois, the Leathernecks. That's pretty cool. The Leathernecks have also had like other juniors that you would not. I think Randy Brown, remember him from the Bulls? I think his son was a quarterback for the Leathernecks, but like only played, I think he was only there 1 year. Rick Mahorn's nephew played for the Leathernecks. What other Muhammad Ali's daughters went to Western Illinois? What other sons have played that that you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. Spartans are in the playoffs. Yeah, 8-man football. Where do they go? Champaign, St. Thomas More. Is that who the Bushnell Prairie City Spartans? Let's see. Value Box Eager says, whoever mentioned the Topps holiday, it did come out before it normally does. November 2nd is actual release date, but I bought a case at Walmart yesterday. Interesting. I've seen some photos. That's a product that if I'm at Walmart and if I were at Walmart today and I saw it on the shelf, I'd probably buy a couple boxes. Shane says the comment covered up your sweatshirt when you tried showing it. So there you go. Now Dave can see it. Bushnell Prairie City. Without no longer Avon. No longer Avon. Now it's just BPC. So that's what I had for today. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, Dan is here. Don't forget that tomorrow is the Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sold out show, 125 dealer tables. I was going through my list and there's one other. Did I take a cancel? Because I've got one guy that's not on. Jordan will be set up. Jordan's from the Rockford area. I've got to get Jordan on that. So I'm wondering if did somebody drop? Because I had got Lang in because I took a cancel. Did I take another cancel? So I've got to get Jordan in there somewhere. Oh, I did. Fang is not coming. Fang is the other cancel. So I've got Jordan in that spot. Okay. There we go. So Fang is not, but Jordan will be there. So that. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Come see me in Madison tomorrow at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive for the Madison Card Show. I'll have my bargain boxes. I'll have quarter boxes, dollar boxes. I didn't put too many. I was hoping to have like a whole bunch of new dollar boxes, but I just haven't had the chance to put dollar. I'll have some new stuff, but it won't be like all new stuff. So come see me at the show tomorrow. And if you can't make it to the show, shop my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Link in the description. Buy 7 or more at regular price, and you'll get 25% off at checkout. Guess what I added? Basketball cards, and they're not selling like hotcakes. I think I sold about 3 out of the 350 that I listed yesterday. I listed Giannis, Luka, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, Rajon Rondo, Giannis, a lot of stars, modern and older. Check it out. My eBay store. Link in the description. Let's see. Dave says Thurman Thomas Jr. Oh, that's right. He played baseball at Western. Thurman Thomas Jr. played baseball at Western Illinois. I think I actually, when I heard about that, I think I flashed it on the screen on my show one time. Max, we will see you tomorrow. It says back to the hospital. Hopefully everything is okay. We'll see you tomorrow. So with that, have a great Friday. Hopefully I'll see you in Madison tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Sunday about 8:30 Central Time for a review of the Madison Card Show. Until then, have a great weekend.